Hi, I'm Eric Trickett. Today you're joining me for my FTT221 Sights, Optics, and Accuracy Lapping Lab. Today we're going to be doing it on the 83 lever action Marlin 3030. So before we get started, I'm going to give you a quick show that this is fully pulled back. There's nothing down in the barrel or down in the well at all. So the firearm is completely cleared. That being said, by the end of it, this is what it should look like, but we are going to go through the lapping to make sure that it has the most accuracy. So without further ado, now let's take a look. That is not too far off, but it is enough that the scope wouldn't be perfectly aligned. So with that being said, we know that this part needs to come over to the left and slightly up. So I think a majority of the issue is going to be resolved in this back bracket. That being said, I can also go through and show you that it is perfectly aligned on the scopes aspect. So the mounting hardware and so forth are not going to be the case. I even took the level and placed it on the firearms bridge itself, just to make sure that everything was aligned before setup, so you'd be able to spot any slight deviations. All right, and then I'm using a Q-tip to apply this. So we'll get a generous amount, and we're just gonna cake it in here, because that's going to have all the grit that's going to help tear up any of the pitting, help make it more aligned. Like I said, we are going to be doing it in a generous amount. So make sure that that entire bottom is fully coated. Boom. Grab the next. Do the same thing to the other side. And then I have to install the rod. And as you can see from the sides, the lapping compound is slightly being pressed out because we did really cake it on. That's perfectly fine, because whenever we're twisting it, it's going to be just going back and forth. All right. So as you can see, there's a big difference now where all that wear and tear ended up coming from all of the machining. So now we'll sit there and take our alignment rods. We're going to put them back in, and we're going to see where everything's at. Okay. All right, so now that you can see the alignment, that is a lot better. It's almost as good as you can get. So with that being the case, we are going to now go through and mount the scope, and we'll see if we have the proper clearance for the scope with it being proper. All right, so now this is fully done. It's been completed. As you can see, it has complete clearance from the bottom. The bolt will not reflect. It does not disturb the ejection port. So overall, that was my FTT221 lapping lab, and you have a good one.